Chef Buck here, and today we're going to make a classic hummus recipe. Super simple. One of the key ingredients you need is garbanzo beans. Sometimes you'll see them labeled garbanzo beans, sometimes chickpeas will be the big words you see on the can, but garbanzo beans and chickpeas are the same thing, and they're the key ingredient in classic hummus along with tahini. Now you'll find all kinds of tahini. This actually is a tahini I'm very happy with. But sometimes you'll find it in the produce section, sometimes you'll find it with the peanut butter. Often when I buy tahini, I get it in the international food section. I've got 2 cans of chickpeas here that I've got rinsed and drained already. I'm actually making a double recipe because I'm using my mother-in-law's king size colossal mixer thingamabob. But the recipe I'll have over at myfoodchannel.com is going to be for just 1 can. But with a double recipe, we'll go through that super duper lickety split. So I got my beans rinsed and drained, and I'm going to go ahead and throw them in my food processor. And you really do need a food processor to make creamy, delicious hummus. Now I know that in ancient times, they probably didn't have fancy mixers for making hummus, and yet they somehow managed to make hummus. But that is a lost art. You will need some sort of modern appliance. Now we're going to throw some garlic into our hummus. And I got like 6 cloves here. I think in the recipe I'm going to have 2 cloves. 2 cloves per can, but you can really vary the amount of garlic that you're going to put in here. Really, you can adjust all the ingredients, because I especially like a lot of tahini in my hummus. And all tahini is ground sesame seeds. You know, that's all that's in here. Sometimes you'll buy tahini and it'll have a little oil mixed up in it already. And tahini really adds to the creaminess of your hummus. And just like garlic, you can really adjust the amount of tahini, depending on how much you like that flavor and how cheap you are. Because tahini can be a little pricey. Now I'm going to throw in some lemon juice. You know, this is about 1/2 of a squeezed lemon right here. Fresh lemon juice is really good. I'm going to do a dish dash of salt. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in my olive oil. And this is a rich olive oil. You know, this is a very thick, luxurious, flavorful, hipster olive oil. You know, it's first cold pressed, extra virgin, you know, hardly ever left the house olive oil. The nicer the olive oil, the better your hummus is going to be. So we got quite a little bit of olive oil in there. And now I'm going to throw a splish splash of water, but not too much. We'll add a little more water as we go, but we want to start off with not a whole lot at all, because we want to make it as creamy as we can get it without adding too much water. Now I'll go ahead and make a lot of noise. I'll give it a little beat down. I'm going to do a little bit more water. The worst thing you can do is put too much water in here, because then you're going to dilute your tahini. And you don't want to do that, because like I said, your tahini is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Alrighty, it's starting to get into the creamy department that I like. But I feel like I've added enough water, so I'm just going to throw a little bit more olive oil in here.
Have you ever tried this in a blender?
Oh, you mean like a blender for a smoothie?
Yeah.
No, I think that's a recipe for disaster.
I do too. I had a friend who said she tried it. No.
Alrighty, I think we're pretty much there. Let me give it a little taste test. Tastes like hummus. Could be a little bit saltier. So I'm going to throw just a tad bit more salt in here. And you can adjust the flavors there at the very end. I definitely got enough tahini in there. It's a little pasty, so I'll throw just a wee bit more olive oil in there.
Or a lot.
So let's see if this is the last go round. So this looks creamy, dreamy enough for me. You can definitely adjust the ingredients you put in here, you know, to thin it out and make it as creamy as you like. You know, just add extra olive oil, add extra tahini, put a little bit of water in there. But just be very mindful when you put the water in there. You know, because you can always put the water in, but you can't take it out. You know, it's like my dad always used to say, you know, you can put more chips in the pot, but, you know, you might end up losing your car.
Mr. Heavy on the garlic, that's gonna...
This isn't overly garlicky.
Tomorrow or the next day, let's see. If it lasts that long.
Maybe.
You can use it not just as a dip, but as a sandwich spread.
That's why I kind of like it on the thick side a little bit, which is why I'm harping about thinning it. Because you can definitely make it thinner, you know, but I kind of like it a little bit thicker because we do throw it on sandwiches a lot lately. Actually, I've been throwing it on salads and almost using it as a salad dressing. And this is just a classic hummus. There's all kinds of hummuses you can make. We got a cauliflower hummus and a sweet potato hummus, and I'll put links around here. But we're a fan of black bean hummuses. And I've already dirtied this up. So after I get this load of hummus out of here, I'm going to make another batch of hummus, and I'm going to throw an avocado in there. And it really makes your hummus super duper creamy if you've got an extra avocado to throw in there. Maybe I'll put some jalapeno in the next batch too if Camera Girl gives me permission.
Woohoo!
That sounds good to you?
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. One thing that we really don't put in hummus is onions. Like the next day, you know how onions get old? So if you use, you know, raw onion in your hummus, you know, you want to eat it lickety split. It's not something to put it in the fridge and come back to later. You know, especially if you're in a relationship. Head over to myfoodchannel.com. There'll be a link down below. I'll have some links to some other types of hummus recipes, but check out all of our recipes. Give it a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, hit a bell, you know, win a prize. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.